Whew, right on time.
Morning.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Breakfast Show with myself and my favorite and only co-host, Jose, here on my right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to all the refugees, soon to be permanent residents of.
Yo, man, this guy, he is out, huh? Where's he at right now? No more hood stuff, right?
No, because it is a hood summit, so I think it's a couple of days, so he's probably still gambling, or maybe he just went to sleep. I don't know. I mean, it's Vegas, right? It's Vegas, so things are wild there. But yeah, welcome everyone. We do have quite a lot of things to talk about today. We have, of course, some CPI reports that came out. The ding ding is for
it's related.
An hour from now. So apparently, consumer prices rose at annual rate of 2.9% in August as weekly jobless claims jump. The consumer price index, I will pull up the thing once everything's refreshed and updated. Okay. It was expected to increase 0.3%. And then they basically say, this is breaking news, please refresh. But I'm pretty sure that I can find a single post on X that tells me exactly what I need to know. Or someone in the chat, which is even better.
Coming in clutch, yep.
So August core CPI rises 0.3 month over month. So in line. Core CPI rises 3.1 year over year, also in line, which means, and I'll pull up the heat map with pre-market. Man, this is such a, I don't know why for 85 episodes, nobody wanted to mention that I can show the pre and post marketing on this heat map.
Are we in episode 85?
I think it's 85 or 86, yeah.
I missed a few, so maybe for me, it's a little bit lower, but
yeah, this is basically what we're looking at right now, pre-market. Don't look at the side here. Nothing, basically, for now. Nothing for now, which
Oracle's
again is fine.
Synopsis, yeah.
Synopsis is up 5.3, yeah, after being crushed yesterday, but.
Yeah. Last night I was reading their transcript. I do think it's a dip buying opportunity, even after this 5% growth. Yeah, maybe we can talk about it later, depending on if we have any questions about it. But there were two reasons the company mentioned it kind of saw a bit of a slowdown. But yeah, let's see what else do we have. Morning, good morning. Do we say good morning to everybody? Good morning, good morning.
Yeah, I do wonder where everybody is watching it from, because if you're from the West Coast, it's super early. If you're Central, maybe it's still very early. East is 8:30 a.m.
I wonder, that's also a question. Do West people wake up this early to watch stock stuff?
Yeah,
that's wild. You should be sleeping. I mean, I appreciate you being here if you're from the West Coast, but you should be sleeping.
Correct.
But I am curious.
I am very curious to see. So wherever you're watching from, let us know in the chat, and we'll say if you deserve a cookie or not. If you're super late or super early. But even those that watch us during lunch, that's also
cookie.
The Florida guys.
Another cookie.
Oh, we have here a serious person, Peter.
Yeah, that's serious. What time? Yeah, European it's afternoon already, right?
Yeah,
Portugal. Nice.
So Portugal, bom dia.
Yeah.
So basically, for those that are joining us right now, CPI report. Yesterday we've got PPI reports, which actually came in better than expected, and today's CPI report came in line with expectations, which is probably why we're not seeing anything move that much at the moment. At the moment is very important to note here, because when the markets open, we do usually have more volume, and things can move quite rapidly. You are seeing here that AMD is down 1.5%, and the reason for that is this.
What is it?
I've never heard of them.
You never heard of the Erste Group?
Erste Group? I don't know. So they downgrade AMD to hold from buy. For 2025, AMD sees further growth based on the increasing demand for high-performance CPUs and GPUs in data center environments. The operating margin in recent quarters is lower than the sector average, and they explained, of course, why. They also said that the margins are expected to grow as they ramp up the MI350s, but I guess Hans Engel from Erste Group missed that. The EBIT margin was even slightly negative in the last quarter. In view of the fact that the operating margin has not yet improved the group's below average return on equity, we rate the current PE ratio as high. So that's why AMD is down 1.5% today.
So for them, it's more of just a valuation thing, right?
Not even just the pricing multiple. It's too high.
Yeah. And it's more on the current PE ratio. They didn't even look at forward PE ratios. They're just looking at trailing 12 months. Interesting.
Yeah.
I do want to say, Neil, obviously I'm in people, but Nvidia's chip, the one that they just announced, is 30-inch. It does increase. I was gonna say, if before Nvidia released this new chip, which is the CXP chip, I forget what it's called. CXP GPU. It's a new form of chip that's used for a special type, for special process within the AI workload. Before this chip, the MI400 was gonna look like a true competitor to the Vera Rubin 200. The MI400 to the Vera Rubin 200 platform. They were both gonna have about 72 GPUs. They were both gonna have about I think if we remember from Nvidia, from AMD's AI event, it was almost a 1-to-1 ratio on a lot of things. And now with this new chip, Nvidia actually doubled their performance in that platform. It went from 3.3x versus the GP300 to about 7.7 x or around those numbers. So I wonder if this is going to maybe create some pressure for AMD in the future, and maybe some analysts are going to come out with the same thoughts that I have right now, that now you're going to have AMD is going to need to step it up a little bit more here for the MI400, which is still possible. We're still about a year away. But I also saw this one. So that's one thing. I'm going to be working on a video on that in the upcoming hours. But the new chip is definitely changing a little bit of the landscape here for the Vera Rubin, which is on the late 2026 era.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. It's funny. I just had a talk with someone, random, on the street.
Just randomly on the street?
Watches the channel.
No way.
Yeah, and yeah, we're
That's pretty cool.
talking we're talking Nebius and this and price targets and whatnot. And price targets are just price targets. Like most of the stories behind the price target don't always make much sense. It's usually just because of the stock going up a lot or the stock going down a lot. Sometimes some of the stories behind the price targets do make sense. It's always nice to hear, especially from analysts that have been following certain sectors, certain industries for quite a long time. For example, Dan Dolev for fintech makes a lot of sense. In the semiconductor space, there is, what's her name? It's one that's always on every semiconductors earnings call. It's a very good one, I think from Needham, if I remember correctly. So it's always good to hear what they have to say, but I rarely take it that seriously, to be honest. For those who joining us,
price targets, are for me nothing. It's more like the analyst comments that I just want to see the reason behind it, and maybe do they have something that I might not. They tend to have obviously better supply chain information, or some information that could cost us thousands and thousands of dollars. How they read it is a whole different story, and that's why I'd rather just them share it and we kind of interpret it our own way.
Yeah, not correct. For those joining, these are the inflation numbers. So basically, they came in line. And not basically, you can clearly see they came in line. Yes, here the month over month 1.4 estimated was 0.3, but all the rest here, the year-over-year comparison, the core CPI all came in line, and this comes after the PPI report yesterday, which came in better than expected. And by the way, usually we get CPI before PPI. This is, I think, one of the very rare cases where the PPI report came in before the CPI. Why is that? I don't know. If you know, let us know in the chat, because it's quite peculiar. Sorry. Price target.
David here. Neil, I know you saw kind of not much movement in actual stocks, but have the indexes move with any of this CPI numbers?
Not much. The 10-year yield is now it's basically at 4% at the moment. 10-year yield is at 4%. Pre-market, it seems like we are flat for now, flat green. And stock-wise, it's also flattish.
Yeah.
Flattish.
I know one of your
5.
Oh, wow. I wonder why.
Yeah, because yesterday
there were some rumors floating on the negative side of Micron.
Yes,
but right?
Because yesterday someone sent me a message late. It's like, do you hold Micron? Did you see what happened? I'm like, no, I checked the stock. It was down like 1 point something. But I didn't see anything, and now it's up 5%. So I wonder, it's because Citi raises price target. So now we care about the price target.
Like David said, now we know we like it. We like it.
Yeah, they raised from 150 to 175.
And it seems people are still coming in. Welcome to the channel. But so
everywhere.
It seems like AMD's down on negative price targets. Micron is up on positive price targets. But yeah, I saw those. There were some rumors that Micron is lagging a little bit in sending customer samples of HBM4, mainly due to NVIDIA having reportedly increased the threshold of bandwidth speed that they need. So that's the rumors I heard. Did you hear something else, Neil?
Unfortunately, with Micron, we've covered this for quite a lot. It's like 1 week, lots of positive news. Another week, some negative. But remember, a month ago, we got Micron's updated guidance on the upside. And so I don't know. I highly doubt that this company comes out a month and a half before they report with an updated guidance on the upside, and suddenly things aren't going as planned for them.
Semi-analysis, I don't know if you saw, yesterday produced an article, and it was interesting. On the free side, they mentioned that at least for NVIDIA side, how much do you think HBM is part of the bill of material for like a H200 or B200? What would be your guess? Or if you saw it, maybe you already know.
I didn't see it, but because the bill of materials is extremely long, as we know, right? It's lots of components, and HBM, I would say it's probably not that big, percentage-wise. Do I have to say?
Yeah, just say random percentage that you think.
Ooh.
And yeah, it includes like TSMC's manufacturing, the advanced packaging, includes everything in this, right? The bill of material.
So 10?
50 to 60% is HBM.
Really?
Yep.
Huh, you tricked me there with your way of asking this, because I was like, it's probably going to be very low, because if it's
I thought I was giving more like surprise of how big it was. It's pretty crazy.
No, in my mind, it would make sense because it's extremely important.
Yeah. But like you mentioned, it's like so many steps in between it. And this is why many people like for TSM is like, why isn't TSM like seeing the type of revenue growth? It's been a market beater, but it's like for the bill of materials of these AI chips, it seems like HBM is the one dominating. And I guess that's the scary thing when if Samsung and other players come out. Well, this is the incentives to make sure like Nvidia and AMD and all these players want more memory companies, because for them paying 60% on bill of material on one item, it's pretty much how big tech doesn't want to pay Nvidia a crazy amount of numbers, and they are looking for more competition. We're seeing some greens all over now, Neil. We got Oracle up 1.6%, Adobe up 1.6%. What's that super green on the bottom there by like Workday?
Fizz. It's not even super green. It's just 2.7.
That's pretty green, pre-market.
No, I mean, technically, when you look at it, because everybody, AMD's next, AMD, Nvidia, if you look at the memory side, it's always increasing. And it makes sense because you want a lot of memory. The thing is, you got SK Hynix, Micron, and you've got Samsung that's expected to come back as well. But that's about it. I think the bigger issue is that they all have to anyways go through TSM, and that's the bottleneck at the end of the day.
Yeah, and Renato, I wasn't trying to make it seem like TSM wasn't doing great. I mean, we're seeing the numbers. You just get a lot of analysts asking the questions, why can't you increase your margins dramatically or stuff? And TSM, I think, is just being more not extremely money hungry. They just want that long-term partnership. So they're growing at a great level, in my opinion. But I was just showing how even with all the capacity demand, HBM is still 50 to 60% of BOM, which is wild because then there's so many other things out there. Timothy has this question. CPX doesn't have HBMs right now. So this is, I think this is the Chinese player, Timothy, if I'm remembering correctly. If this is the Chinese player, they don't. And one of the things the current administration is trying to do is make sure that China doesn't really get much HBM, even from our own players or South or Korean players like
Samsung,
what are those?
SK Hynix.
SK Hynix. Because there's been recent reports that show that HBM now is like the true strength of some of the AI workloads. So if we can kind of eliminate or reduce the amount of HBM that they can get, we can actually even increase reduce their AI rate of innovation, I guess you can say. But yeah, HBM is becoming, has always been extremely important, but now it's becoming even more and more important here.
For the Nebius folks, we do have the price of the $1 billion share offering. That's at $92.50. So about $1 lower than where we're at today. So not bad. Not bad for that one. We do... for the Opendoor folks, I'll quickly touch on that. Opendoor is up 31% pre-market at the moment. I have a couple of shares.
if I can just finish this one, Neil, because I did make a mistake. So with Timothy CPX, so NVIDIA Rubin CPX, that's their new GPU, Neil. They decided not to use HBM for it. They're actually using GDDR7. And the reason being is for that special process that is happening during the I forget what they call it, I forget the actual name. I don't want to butcher it. I'll make sure to have it properly in the video that I make. But during that process, HBM is not the important concept of it. It's kind of more the compute with it. So they decided not to use HBM in that side. And this is going to be great because currently how things are running is there was a process that you didn't need much HBM. And it was just creating this massive downgrade on return on investments. Now with this is you're going to use compute when it's needed. And then after that, when you really need the HBM for the post process or whatever it's called, that's when you're going to go to like your CPUs and stuff like that. Now I believe AMD and all these other players are most likely going to create some type of chip like this as well, because it really is a smart move and it's going to help increase the ROI of AI servers.
Roberto here, thank you very much. And yeah, this is something that we talked about a bit yesterday. So what if I told you that 100% certainty the Stargate money is not real? What would that do to the market? OpenAI promised $300 billion to Oracle, 11.9 CoreWeave, and 10 billion Broadcom. Now, the thing with that is that in my head, parts of the money, parts of all of these huge contracts are the same, like 300 billion. So in that 300 billion, the money does flow through the other players. Because they don't have the money. OpenAI doesn't have the money. Oracle definitely doesn't have the money. SoftBank doesn't have 300 billion or $500 billion either. So yeah, OpenAI and CoreWeave, that $11.9 billion deal, $10 billion on Broadcom. It's a good question. Like, it's a good show. Where's that money come from? Who's financing or co-financing all of these projects? I don't know. Projections.
And that's why I think, Neil, this is the investment style is like, you have to pick a side. Do you believe the money is real or do you believe the money is not real? If you believe the money is not for either side, I keep saying this is at least they gave us the numbers of revenue to expect for the upcoming years. So we can make when the numbers come in, we can just quickly put it on a line table or something on the data and say, look, we're actually in line to what the company gave us. And that can give us an indication, look, at least right now, what they've said is true. So we can use that information that they gave us for the yearly revenue to make a quick investigation to make sure everything is looking smoothly. But again, I agree. Maybe some people just don't like it being from one customer. And they might just want to sell out of Oracle or some of these other companies.
Yeah, because people need to understand backlog is not a certain revenue. Backlog can get canceled, can also increase as well, but can definitely get canceled. Quickly touching on Opendoor, because I know there are some open warriors in the chat. I am an Opendoor shareholder from $1, so I am 7x. I have 7x my $1,000 in a matter of a month and a half, which is insane. So Opendoor names Kaz as CEO. He is was the COO of Shopify. The founders, Keith Rabois and Eric Wu, will rejoin the board, and Khosla Ventures, which Keith Rabois is from, and Eric Wu are investing $40 million in PIPE financing. And the stock is up 30% before the markets open. Now, this, of course, is a big move because, well, it takes a CEO that is more AI related, also comes from Shopify, has done a great job there, makes sure that the founders are back. The only issue that I have here is that the founders are also the reason why the stock crashed previously and the business burned a ton of money. Yes, of course, interest rates skyrocketing didn't help, but fundamentally, the business did not perform as expected either when these dudes were in charge. So it's not always like, oh, it's the best case scenario. It's let's see what happens from here. I am, of course, happy with the way the stock has been moving. There is a huge post on X from the, again, new CEO of Shopify, of Opendoor, previous CEO of Shopify. He's very excited. I'm not going to read all of it, but if you want, you can go on his X account, Canada Cast, and read his whole explanation as to why he joined the company as a CEO. Of course, everybody's quite happy because now we're getting someone with a bit more, let's say, tech AI experience, and yeah, the stock is up. Do I think that the stock can go up to $82? Probably not at the moment, because a lot needs to change from a business perspective and macro in order for that to make sense. And I'm sorry to say, but the fiscal year 27, $12 billion in revenue were made up, and now it's $12 billion of fiscal year 29 revenue that's also made up. So we'll see what happens. To me, this is the YOLO bet that I have. It's been working so far, and we'll see what happens. And thank you to Ro for the super chat. You hit the buy button for Nebius, so congrats on making money on that. I'm still a buyer. I'll be buying opportunistically, but thank you for the super chat, and we'll try and find more Nebiuses out there. We'll find.
There's also this super chat that just came in, Neil, from Sloth to Synopsis versus Cadence. To be honest, Sloth, I don't follow Cadence that much, but I was reading on Synopsis's earnings yesterday. They actually had earnings, Neil, and the day after they had a conference event, and one of the questions was, what do you think about what's happening? What did you not maybe share in the earnings that you wish you would have shared? So they did paint a little bit more picture. So Synopsis has three businesses right now. They have kind of their EDA, design automation software. They have their IP business, where it's pretty much if a company wants to design something, Synopsis has already created a lot of the legwork, so they rent it out. You kind of get like a royalty fee or some form of fee behind it. And the third is kind of the with the new acquisition of Ansys, they kind of have the simulation and I forget, simulation and something else market. Now, they mentioned that two out of those three markets are doing pretty good, and they expect to continue to see a strong growth. The market that they're seeing weakness and they had to lower guidance for was the IP. And the IP, the reason they saw weakness there was two reasons. The first reason is it does seem like their IP is used heavily in China, a little bit more than its competitor, Cadence. And while the IP is a tricky thing, for example, if you're an AI chip company in China, you can't be using a lot of their IP. But if you are an automotive company, you can. So it's very volatile there, but they wanted to be very conservative, and they reduced their kind of China revenue expectations. The second thing is, it seems like they put a nice amount of money on IP for Intel's 18A, and they were expecting Intel 18A to kind of get more internal and external customers than they're actually getting right now. So they had already kind of put that in their guidance, and now they're being more conservative and saying, look, we're actually not seeing that much traction on Intel's foundry side for either internally and externally that we thought we would. So we're reducing the guidance there. So to me, it tells me their core business, which is their EDA, is still doing pretty well. And this IP business, it seems to be in my opinion, a slip up that can definitely impact the stock for the next few quarters. But I think the long-term potential is still there. I mean, this is now a stock. If I thought this was the stock. I was like, that's wild. It is trading at these ratios. So what is Cadence trading at right now, Neil? And what is Cadence PE 97, forward PE 48.9. Can we do the same for Synopsis really quick? Well, so even after this drop, it seems like this one was just a little bit more pricier than expected, because even the next 12 months PE is still 48. I mean, I do think there's a possibility for Synopsis to turn around. It seems this pain is going to be short-term pain, but I don't expect the stock to go up to 600 in the next quarter or two. It's a pain that's going to last for a few quarters, but the growth that they mentioned in their core businesses and with the Ansys acquisition, they're pretty excited about. So it seems like Synopsis, if you want the turnaround story, Cadence, if maybe you want the current winner in the market.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Synopsis now is now after such huge pullbacks, I think you have time. Like you probably have over a quarter to find out whether or not you want to jump in or not.
And what could be a little bit painful for Synopsis is earnings just happened. So you can continuously maybe a little bit more downgrades in the upcoming days or even the upcoming weeks. And that could create even more of a negative selling pressure for the stock. So if you want a quick turnaround story, like you mentioned, Neil, I don't think that's going to happen here with Synopsis. But overall, from what I read last night on some of these conferences that they were in, it seems like the long-term potential of the stock is still pretty strong.
There are some very interesting names in the chat. I do wonder how people, either is it auto-generated names or there's like broccoli Bitcoin. How do you get to this name? It's
They
quite
were
interesting.
they were eating broccoli while buying Bitcoin. Come on, Neil.
It's
They
like the guy
bought
that
broccoli
bought
with
pizza with
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Yeah. So the big, I think it's a big company. Yeah, big company reporting later today. It's Adobe. It's a stock that has been crushed. It's down 48% since the highs back in 2021 and 44% since the 2024 highs. It's a company worth around $150 billion. Trailing PE 22.7 times, forward PE 16.2. Still expected to grow revenue compound 9.5%, but it's probably going to be 10%. EPS 12% compound for the next 2 years. And margin-wise, it's actually excellent. Margin-wise, gross profit margin 89.2, free cash flow margin 41.8. Those are last 12 months margins, by the way. Net margin here, net income margin 30.4%. But of course, the narrative right now is that AI is going to destroy the business, or AI is going to slow the business down. Now, the expected figure for today is $5.9 billion in revenue. Earnings per share is expected to be at $5.18, and as you can see, still expected to grow. Free cash flow is quite lumpy here. So free cash flow is expected to drop to just over $2 billion for Adobe right now. If we're looking at the trends here, if we go to cash flow statement, let's see, free cash flows and the growth, we get this. Actually, let's just pull the last couple of years, makes more sense, and the upcoming years, expected growth. This is basically what free cash flow has done for Adobe and what's it expected to do in the coming fiscal year. So still expected to grow very, very low double digits, but still expected to grow. The question, again, is AI a tailwind or is AI a headwind for them? If it's a tailwind and they keep their free cash flow margins, then they should accelerate revenue a little bit and free cash flow could be growing faster than this. But that's up to them. That's up to them.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the question every quarter from here on to at least the next, till the year ends, right? You know, is what is AI doing to this business? Even if they do good numbers, you can continue to see maybe some negative price action. I know that we're still having some, if I recall correctly, they're still having some discussions on how to really do their AI monetization. They've changed their plan a few times throughout the past year. I wonder if they finally finalized it, and that can also just help out and kind of calm some nerves from investors. Hopefully it pulls out a little bit like GitLab. GitLab kind of went down after earnings, but we're kind of reaching on some nice levels today. I thought we saw some new David, I'm thinking of David now. Price targets matter when they're good. We did see a new price target today. It's creating some momentum. I forget what company it was. I think it was Citi, maybe not Citi, but they initiated with the $70 price target on GitLab. So it could be that maybe eventually we start to see this sentiment away from AI is eating software to maybe AI might be helping software in some of these spaces.
Yeah, I mean the thing is that they expect to exceed $250 million in AI direct ARR book of business by the end of fiscal 25. This number did not, like this term did not exist 12 months ago. And I'm pretty sure that Adobe thought, okay, we're going to give the market this AI number and they'll be happy with that. The problem is it's just $250 million in ARR, which is peanuts compared to the $23 billion that they expect to generate in revenue for the fiscal year. So they will have to tell a better story with regards to AI. As a company in the creative space, they should be doing a much better social media campaign. Like if you have all of those models available in Firefly, why don't you come out with like creative ways, viral posts on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on X, whatever? Because I mean, you're Adobe. You're supposed to come out with super cool
That is true. Yeah.
images and videos. Like Gemini with their Nano Banana, they came out like with some crazy things in the last couple of weeks, and it went viral. But Adobe, for some reason, they did not get the mess. I mean, I sent them the message. Hopefully it will change something.
You asked Adobe too. You're asking everybody or tweeting, whatever it's called.
No.
Did you
This time
tell them?
I had an actual email conversation with them.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Active
they,
investor live
no.
here.
So they got the message. I know that they got the message. I'm not even a shareholder. This is the whole thing. I'm not even a shareholder of Adobe, but it just like it's such easy things to do that I don't know. Just put me on the board. A new movement here.
But yeah, if we have any questions, feel free to post. We usually take any questions you guys might have.
Up or down, Adobe? What do you think?
350. Can I just look at a chart real quick? It doesn't even have to be anything, just even from here.
Yeah, but here this doesn't tell you.
Oh, this
much.
is 5 year.
I'll put the other chart.
I'm gonna go up, so that means down, but I'm gonna go up.
Chat, up or down?
On
Adobe. Let us know. I'll say up. I'll say up here as well. I don't know by how much, but I say up. I also set up Salesforce, but Salesforce went down after the report, but did like it went down, did recover. Now we're down actually a little bit more. But yeah, Adobe up or down after hours. Let us know. And then if you have other questions about other semiconductors, AI companies, fintech companies as well, do let us know. I do know that we have some. We have some the trade desk move. So we have here down, up, up, down, down. For now, it's like 50-50. It's a 50-51. So the trade desk dropped again yesterday. For those that don't know, Netflix and Amazon ads, they reached a partnership. Last quarter earnings call, there were a lot of conversations during the trade desk earnings call about the threat of an Amazon. They downplayed it. And so when this comes out, of course, the market is like, yeah, maybe there is a problem here. And so KeyBank came out today with the following thing. We are not surprised by Netflix DSP diversification. Netflix Amazon ads partnership highlights Netflix growing diversification of demand-side platforms, which we believe should help improve ad monetization and support LDD revenue long growth through 2027. I believe that Netflix has also a Microsoft deal. For the trade desk, we believe this is one more negative headline that we view as exacerbating bearish sentiment and suppressing the multiple. Given the DSPs serve different objectives and offer complementary data sets, we suspect to see some multiple relief over the next 2 to 3 quarters as the trader's execution returns to normal. And so they maintain their overweight rating on Netflix with a $1,390 price target. That's 35 times 2027 PE, their estimated PE, which is quite crazy when you think about Google in this case. Again, Google is at 22.
So this is EV to EBITDA, not even EV to EPE.
No, for the trade desk is
Oh,
EV to EBITDA.
okay, 35. Yeah, never mind.
Netflix is the PE. 2027. Google is next 12 months 22 times. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Then you've got the trade desk at $88. That's 25 times 2027 EV to EBITDA, which is not cheap, but definitely cheaper than the trade desk usual rate.
And Neil, I think this is for me one of the things where I wish I understood more about the technology and the steps behind DSP, right? Because is there a possibility that there could, like they mentioned, there's places where they're not overlapping and they're still going to be sharing complementary data? I think if I understood that a little bit more, I think I would be, I think someone who understands that really well would be able to tell if this is really, really just a sell-off that's overextended, or if there's some truth behind it. Maybe I might just chat with OpenAI, with ChatGPT for the next few hours to see if I can learn this a little bit more.
Yeah, plus also difference between the open internet, the walled gardens, etc. Because Amazon ads is a lot just from Amazon Prime ads. But Netflix is a bit different. So for those that don't know, this huge drop here in the trade desk is because they missed their own guidance for the first time in 8 years. Plus, the stock was extremely expensive at $123. So it's a PE of I don't know how much. So the stock crashed completely to $43.6. Stock was not cheap, but less expensive here. Made a lot more sense. Then I said it on a couple of videos. Stock went up too much, too fast. And so we reached this point right here, $90. They reported earnings. Earnings were fine, but again, it was priced to way more than perfection. Stock was also too expensive. There were some questions here again about the competitiveness of the trade desk of Amazon. And so the stock did drop again. And now we're back to the same prices we've been here at the April lows, which is also oversold at the moment, which means that I like it way more here than before, obviously. But I'm not jumping in. The reason why I do not own the trade desk anymore for a long time, actually, is because I also own Meta and Google, and advertising-wise, I'm much more comfortable owning them. I know the upside might not be as big, although the upside from Meta and Google combined was way more than just holding on to the trade desk because of the other things that they're doing. But the trade desk is a very good company. The question here is a big question mark on, okay, can they return to growth? Because growth has been decelerating. Can they return to growth? Can they reassure the market that, yes, there is no real big threat from the walled garden players, such as an Amazon, for example? That's the thing. That's the question that the market is asking right now. And I do think that here as well, you will have a story of a stock where you can have and take your time until the next earnings report and earnings call. Even if it goes up, at least you got more information. Because now you're not flying blind, but you won't be as comfortable. You can always have a super small opening position and then work your way up as you get more information. But yeah,
we do
today,
have some questions coming in, Neil. Maybe we can tackle.
Yeah, sure.
Or are you still going here? Trade desk, go ahead. I'll let you finish here with trade desk.
Just to look at the PE real quick. So trailing sits at 63.2, which is much lower what it usually was. And the forward sits now at 27.6, but the growth rates are also coming down a little bit. And so You're now in a point where, yes, multiple wise, you're lower than previously. It's definitely the 5-year average, but you're also growing faster. And that's why the stock got crushed. And so I'll repeat the same thing. I like it more here, but I'm not a buyer because I'm more interested in other
Other
names at the
name.
moment. Yeah.
All right, Neil. So we got TK plus 15 here wondering, what are your thoughts on why Microsoft is going to the leasing route with Nebius and which other hyperscalers will be next? I think all hyperscalers are going to do something similar here, Neil. I mean, we already saw Google. It hasn't been confirmed, but it's kind of been confirmed. Google's doing it with CoreWeave. Google's doing it with TeraWolf. Right now, we hear the same story. We are compute constrained, and that's either via more power limited. So I think we're going to see this. And I think all these hyperscalers, are still going to build their own AI infrastructure. They're just kind of leveraging themselves or hedging themselves, however you might be seeing it, on expanding more through these leases. With these leases, right, they have the opportunity, if once they're done, to stop doing it. And now they don't have to worry about those expenses anymore. If they want to, they can even increase the lease later on so they can build more capacity. So for them, they built their own, and now they have kind of this leverage or hedge, depending on how you see it, for more compute. Any other thoughts that you might have there, Neil? Or not, I'll jump to another one.
No, I agree. I agree with you. And by the way, this is a comment from X.
Oh,
One of
wow.
the
Wow. One of the
few rare shiny Pokemons that we have here.
Here we have, hey, Jose, I'm following you since last year and only invested in Nvidia. Should I diversify now or wait and buy? Can you provide me long-time stocks to hold? I mean, I can't provide for you. I mean, I personally don't have all Nvidia. So there's already a big difference between your investment style and my investment style. I mean, in the past, I've done plenty of videos of some of the stocks I like, right? I've liked the CoreWeaves, I've liked the AMDs, I like the GitLabs. Luckily, all those have kind of risen. I'm also into certain ETFs, which if I only wanted to hold Nvidia, I definitely would have ETFs that would help me diversify a bit. But if you're all about having 100% in one position, that's all to you. Neil, any thoughts here? I'll pass this one to you. Any thoughts on Applied Digital right now?
No, I mean, yesterday, CoreWeave was up 16.8%, Applied Digital 11.7%, Iron up 11.3%. A lot of momentum definitely with these types of players. The big difference, of course, between all of those players, Nebius included, even Cipher, and all the others, is that CoreWeave has already made a huge switch. It has contracts. Nebius just got a huge contract. Applied Digital has also like that 15-year contract with CoreWeave. Iron and Cipher are waiting, but Iron is already making the switch. They're already making the move. So with Applied Digital, I mean, it makes sense. The stock did also pull back. I'll actually pull it up real quick. So Applied Digital, it went up a lot, of course, on the announcement of the deal. Then we dropped. Then we went back up after the latest earnings report and also the update we got from the contract. Then we peaked here at, well, basically the price we were at right now. And then it dropped. It pulled back a little bit, 20%. Healthy pullback. Then we have momentum from that Nebius deal with Microsoft, Oracle's earnings report. And so here it is making its way back up. Maybe also because the market is trying to put all the puzzle pieces together, Applied Digital, CoreWeave, OpenAI, Oracle, maybe we might see more money flowing into these companies, more contracts. Again, it's maybes, right? Lots of maybes. We don't know what will happen. Same here with Iron, although Iron does have a quite profitable Bitcoin mining business. It's the market putting, just like us, we put our chips on a couple of names, and now we wait and see if we do hit the jackpot with these names. I do still have a very small position in Applied Digital.
We have another question here. Chris, why did Marvell not move such with Broadcom? $67 seems a good entry. I like Marvell. I really do. The reason it didn't move with Broadcom, Chris, is this is really like a competitive market for them. If you're not going with Broadcom, you're going with Marvell or some of the other players. And Broadcom announced a lot of big wins, so the market is rightfully giving the award to Broadcom since they're the ones winning these customers. Marvell, you still have maybe some issues. They during their earnings, they talked about certain volatility in their revenue recognitions due to them still being very limited to the amount of customers. And then Broadcom comes out and says they get even more and more customers. For me, Marvell, I like it, but this is a smaller player, less than $70 billion market cap. When you compare Broadcom to like $1 trillion, over almost two. I think we're almost getting too closer to two. I think we're at the one. Are we at the 1.5 at least, Neil?
I think, yeah, 1.5 for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like this is a little bit like comparing your AMDs to your Nvidia. AMD would be Marvell. Nvidia is Broadcom, the clear winner right now. I actually do believe that Marvell here can grow, and if it does grow, it becomes a multi-bagger opportunity. But that doesn't mean I'm bearish. Broadcom. I think Broadcom is definitely doing pretty strong in that space.
Yeah, I agreed. Also, quick shout out and good morning to June and Lisa. Really appreciate you coming in and talking with the chat, and of course, always tuning in as well. Now, the Oscar video has not been released yet; will be later today. I will discuss, of course, the recent move of the stock, the potential ACA subsidies being extended, and some more information there as well.
And a shout out to Sam here. Talks he has sleeps here on GitLab. And he believes it's the only pure play DevOps platform out there. I agree. I think right now with a lot of this, and Sam maybe can agree, is in this market, any form, especially in AI coding, right? That's what we're hearing: AI agents, AI codings. So the market is pretty scared, in my opinion, for the what ifs. What ifs AI somehow controls this whole space? And they kind of put GitLab in just kind of like some form of coding company, but it does so much more than that. And even if you're using a coding agent like Cursor or some of the other platforms, you're most likely going to come for GitLab for the whole life of that coding, whatever you're creating. So I like it, but I think the market sentiment will continue to be a little bit iffy for now. But it seems just based on some of those charts lines, the trend might be shifting a little bit more to the positive as we're getting above some of those lines if you follow Neil's black magic.
Wow. Duolingo yesterday was up 4.5%. Actually, we have a question here. And today it's up $10 pre-market. So I don't know what happened. Maybe there is an announcement. Maybe the auto-translate AirPods or earbuds or whatever are not going to be the end of the company. But why do you think? I mean, it's going up after being crushed. So just the market may be figuring out that actually there is quite a lot of value here in that very profitable and growing business. And so, yeah, right now I don't see anything that gives me an explanation as to why stock is up another 3.5%. But I'm not going to complain because previously the stock was down continuously 3% each and every day. And so, yeah, that's Duolingo. I have a very small position in it. Dead cat bounce for Duolingo? Maybe, or it just found the bottom, just like back here in March. Could very well be, because again, if you look at the business, it's a very solid business with high margins, high free cash flow margins, definitely. And so I do think that the fears were overblown, and I also say that the stock was very expensive here at $500 and something for sure. And yes, 5 minutes from now we will have our ding ding ding.
Neil, Bruno has an interesting question here. Bruno wants to build a position in Nebius, wants to learn all the ins and outs of the company. Could you please tell me some true sources where I can get the information, their website? Neil, I would say first their shareholder letter that came out this recent earnings is actually a pretty good way. And Bruno, some of the things that I like to read, right? This is the AI infrastructure market, their core market, right? And they have their other things. So the first things I would like to understand, right, Bruno, and you can find it in their in their shareholder letter for their quarter two earnings is what does their power outlook look like? Where are they building? Just to kind of understand how they're building their kind of data centers and where they're building it, how they're allocating GPUs. The second thing is what type of GPUs are they putting into them? I would like them to have newer GPUs, and that's exactly what they're doing. Then they also within that shareholder letter, they talk about kind of the reliability of their servers and their solutions and how they also increase their efficiencies because they built a lot of the stuff in-house. I think that also helps with the margins. So understanding what happens there, read the ins and outs of there. So that would kind of cover their core business. Then from there, I would like to learn more about kind of their other growth opportunities. They talk a little bit about kind of their AV ride, about some of the other AI pushes that they're doing, and some of the AI investments. So I think if you at least understand those concepts right there, you have a very good base of Nebius, and then you can kind of see where you want to learn a little bit more. But I think understanding their AI infrastructure, how they go about building it, how they go about their servers allocation, and then understanding some of the other side businesses would definitely be a great base. Anything else I might have missed, Neil? I know you're a bigger Nebius shareholder. Any interviews that maybe you might have watched, or if for Bruno here who wants to get more information, what would you else suggest?
Yeah, so I'll shout out Manuel on X, MCV. Wait, let me pull this one. MVC, sorry. He had a very good interview with the co-founder of Nebius not that long ago. So I highly suggest to go watch this interview right here. It's an hour. You can put it in 1.5 to go even faster, but very, very good information coming out of that conversation. Nebius, of course, since it's again a new company that went public, you don't have to go back that long to understand the business. Go back the last earnings call and the one before that, earnings call and report. You should be fine. And I'll, of course, shout out myself because why not? I have enough videos on the channel that could help you understand and see what Nebius has been up to for the last 9 months or so. So yeah, that's the way I would go at it.
Man, let's see. There were a few, I think a few other questions I had, but we have 2 minutes. I don't know if you want to pull up the heat map really quick, Neil, just to see how things are looking pre-market.
Yeah, quick shout out here to Taz. Thanks for the super chat. What do we think about Symbotic, the robotics company? We quickly glanced over it a couple of times. We never really dug into it that much, but from what we saw, it was pretty impressive. But more than that, I cannot tell you at the moment. Robotics is, of course, an area that is expected to grow quite a lot. Same with drones. And so they are definitely, it's not a small company either, which makes it less speculative in this case.
Yeah, I mean, very similar, Neil. We don't follow it too much. I don't follow it too much. The only thing I do know is they did kind of purchase some of the robotics portions of Walmart, and now that becomes a customer of theirs. So they do have, because they are bigger size, they already have some interesting customers and some interesting IP. AI is definitely going to revolutionize the robotics market. I think the market that's gonna ding 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 ding. The market is open, but it's gonna revolutionize the AI market. I think industrial robotics, things like like e-com, like distribution centers like this, are going to be one of the first players. I mean, we see it with the Amazon already. They're using thousands and thousands and thousands of robots. So yeah, the market is open.
Millions.
Oh,
The market is open. We've got
ding dong, ding,
dings,
ding,
ding
ding.
dongs across the board here.
Oh man.
Markets are open. We'll see.
All right, close it.
Oh,
Wait, what's
this
that? That was a lie.
Had to quickly refresh that one. We had to quickly refresh one here because that was quite scary.
Yeah, that was
quite
wild.
scary. So what do we have now is Micron up 6%, Duolingo 4, Oscar 2, HIMS 2,
Micron about to hit
Bitmine
150.
1.2, United Health.
Very nice.
Other than that, the others are quite weak today. The big losers for now are Iron down 3.7, Applied Digital 1.5, CoreWeave 1.2, Novo Nordisk 1, AST Space Mobile 0.5, Marvel 0.3, Nebius 0.3 as well. Zeta is flat, but we'll give the market a couple of minutes because then it becomes a bit more interesting to look at the
yeah. And if anything, Neil, maybe just a quick refresh on
news.
CPI. I know we covered it already, but there might be some people joining.
Yes, so CPI came in line. I'll pull up again the actual numbers real quick. CPI, where are you at?
And then just looking here, energy, it seems like oil and gas is down. I mean, we saw major reds there.
This is basically what the CPI came in at. In line, the only thing that was a bit higher was the month-over-month one, 0.4 compared to the 0.3, but all the rest core year-over-year, month-over-month were in line with expectations. Going back to the names that we follow, we do now have, voila, a little bit more green, which is always very welcome. Micron up 9%. This cannot be just from one analyst. It's impossible.
Yeah, no. I wonder what's from one analyst. Definitely not, unless it was a complete 180. Is it 180? Yeah, because 360 will be the same. 180 from the analyst where he was completely bearish and now has transformed bullish.
No, he had 150. He had $150
this guy.
as price target. Yeah,
nice.
So, it's quite crazy. Duolingo up 3.5 right now. HIMS 3. All the rest are green, but not by much. The red ones are also recovering a little bit. So Iron now only 1.4. Novo Nordisk 0.3. Google basically flat here. Still very close to all time. Very much overbought. Very, very much overbought. Google right now. Meta is flat. Where's my darling PayPal?
It's point there.
Always hiding from me. Here you are.
It's a great day for PayPal, right?
Look, a great day, and suddenly, poof, red.
And I was looking at my tradings, my list here, and I have a semiconductor, pretty green around the map. It does seem like the semiconductor market is doing pretty strong, and it's not just kind of like the advanced players. I was looking, Wolf obviously has to be up, right? Up 10% today after, I don't know, whatever bankruptcy plan it announced today. Micron, like we saw, up 9%. Synopsis up 8.3%. Lam Research, it seems like a lot of semi equipment are also up. So I wonder if someone's providing some great commentary there. Lam Research up 4%, Onto up 3%, Air Technologies, another equipment space, up 3%. We have Click up 2.5%. We have Applied Materials up 2%, Camtech, Plaque, all these are up about 2%. Even ASML up about 1.5%. So I haven't seen anything. Because we've been busy here, having fun here, but there's definitely seems some excitement today on the semiconductor, at least equipment side. For those equipment players to be moving 2 to 3%, there has to be something out right now.
Man, and Lam Research is almost at all-time highs. Crazy. Quite crazy. When are your PayPal options? So I have $100 March 26. I added now June 26, also $100, and I have $120 January 27. So I do give them some time. Like I gave them for the March one, it's 2 quarters. For the June, it's 3 quarters, and then of course for January 27, it's a year and a half basically. So I have time still. I'm of course already underwater on them, but I have time for them to convince the market that growth is coming back. I mean, they're growing, but it should accelerate. From Braintree, from Venmo, from the buy now pay later business. I am still pushing my post on X for those that are new here, because I need Alex Chris to see my post on X with regards to PayPal, because I do think that announcing an accelerated buyback, just like Uber did at the start of the year, is a necessary move. Uber announced an accelerated buyback at the start of the year of $1.5 billion, and the stock is up 50% still since. And so I do believe that PayPal should accelerate buybacks right now, announce that they're buying now $1 billion of buybacks of shares, or Alex Chris buys shares. Insider buying could also be a good message. So if you're on X, please retweet this or tag Alex Chris in the comment so he sees this. We have power as a retail. We do have power, so might as well use it, because it is a joke right now how cheap this thing is. But we will be winning one day.
I was trying to see if there was anything happening in the semiconductor space that's really booming. I haven't seen anything. Yeah,
Micron up 10%.
Pretty wild.
That's crazy.
What is this? I'm gonna open my portfolio, and if you guys see me smile, no, maybe not. I'll do it later.
It's crazy. My average is $90 with Micron, which means this is like a market killer for me. Insane. What is Alibaba doing today? Up, down, up a little bit. Up 3%. Nice. Back to the highs from March. Let's hope we do go a bit higher, or we stay here for a while.
Opendoor. Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't talked about that. You did talk about it. I did. You did. I was paying attention.
Wow, $8. Crazy. $8 up 36% today. To all the Opendoor shareholders here, congratulations. I congratulate myself as well. Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. But it is very important to know that nothing changed fundamentally financially for the business at the moment.
Roberto's saying that
you can't comment on
verify.
Yeah, because I put it on verified only. Yeah, it's because of the bots. Good point.
I don't own PayPal, but I do use it.
I'll change it. Okay, now everyone can reply. But guys, do you actually use PayPal? I use PayPal when I need to. In the US, of course, you will be using Venmo quite a lot, I think, especially the younger demographic. And third of all, Braintree is not a product that you see, but you can be using it. It's like Adyen or Stripe. You don't see it, but your payments might be going through that system. Plus the buy now pay later side of things. Again, I'm not saying it's the numbers say it. That's the thing. Whenever you don't believe in a story, all you have to do is just look at the numbers, and that's it. But yeah, who needs PayPal when you can just buy Opendoor and 7x your money in 2 months? This is or even more. If you bought under $1, you are very rich.
Dre has this question, Neil. Are you guys not worried about potential chip tariffs mentioned multiple times by Trump? I'm personally not. Most of the chips companies that I own are very dependent on TSMC. TSMC has already announced that they are building a lot here in the United States, and they're investing a lot in the United States. And Trump has said, if you're just investing a lot, you don't have to build them all. You kind of get that kind of pass. So because of that, I'm not too worried about it. The other thing is, usually here for the United States, you don't tend to get a lot of chips coming into the US. Usually you get the finished product. You don't buy, very rare do you get just a random, obviously you have your yourself market, and like Best Buy, you can buy like your own memory, you can buy your own CPU, but most of the consumers are buying a full laptop. Now, when you're buying a full laptop, you don't get hit with the tariff will go on the laptop. It doesn't go on the chip individually or the products individually. So I think this is just more noise than anything. It's more the potential volatility it could create, but in reality, I don't see much pain here, at least for the companies that I own. Maybe there might be certain chips that come from Europe to the United States for final assembly. Then that might be interesting. Or if chip from China comes to the United States for final assembly, it's all about final assembly, and most final assembly doesn't happen here.
Look at that quote here from Stefan. Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. The eyes don't lie either.
AIs don't lie? I think AIs
It's all about the
hallucinate.
eyes. No, AI lies, but eyes don't.
How about AI's eyes?
It's all about the eyes, Chico. Depends who, not Gemini. Okay, so CoreWeave. I'll just explain the black magic here. This is the 50-day moving average.
That's wild.
Back in August, it went above. It didn't stay above. It is trying now, but it seems like it is not staying above.
But now it has
either.
that other black magic line under it. What's that, 200 or 50?
Yeah, but now it
100?
has 100. This is 50, this is 100. So now it can maybe find support at 110. Because I do want a little bit more of CoreWeave, I'm not going to lie.
I mean,
SMCI numbers lie.
Oh my goodness.
That is semi-true, pun intended. What are they doing today on this beautiful
Thursday, I think.
Thursday? Yeah.
Man.
It's flat.
Within that band right of now. Somewhere in the middle. I don't know any of this. It's just there was a question that I wanted to ask. Not ask.
Yes.
Let's see. Anything good? Stargate numbers lie. That could be true. It all depends.
Do they lie or are they out of context?
OpenAI. I'm not open, but open. Just open, not OpenAI. When are you letting your lotto play done? Or you? I think did you sell a little bit, Neil, to maybe cover some of your?
I sold my initial. For full disclosure, I only put $1,000 in. I pulled it out already. All the rest is
casino money, which is doing really good
at the moment.
Sell it. Let's go to Vegas. Deal. All right, we're in there.
Yeah, 2026. Open $10 today. I mean, you never know with these things. Oracle is pulling back a little bit after being up
Roberto
so
here
much.
goading the stock. That's why. But we do see some pockets of greens around. Arista Network also killing it. In that up about 2.5%. We see that Micron up around that 10.4. AMD red.
Clack, yeah.
Clack and click. Click and clack. We're both doing good. Synopsis. Man. Yeah.
7%. Nvidia is holding 0.4, 0.5.
Yeah,
Loki
Bloom is
holding.
rising still. That's
Nebius
the one
down.
I know people were mentioning is very strong with Oracle's power, I think. So Bloom Energy.
What you told me another name yesterday from the
Vertiv,
energy guys.
VST. I think it was Bloom.
No, Vistron. Was it only Bloom?
Oh,
Was it
GEV. Yeah, what's another one?
Was
It's
another
kind
one?
of the outside of General Dynamics. Not General Dynamics. Oops, that's where I used to work on. General Electric.
Only 1.3%
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah.
Interesting. The BMNR is up 6.8% today. Interesting.
This one's been ripping too.
AST,
I don't know how it's doing today. QuantumScape. I know they announced
QuantumScape?
like some thing with they pulled down, but I think they announced that their battery is being used by Volkswagen a little bit more. Even though it's not a quantum company, it's the battery places.
It has quantum in the name.
Yeah. But they definitely are moving in the right direction. Cipher is ripping. Sam here saying Astera Labs is also doing really well. Yeah.
Wow.
Very nice. Very nice. I also like this comment someone mentioned. There's some truth to it. If you're willing to buy CoreWeave at 100, why not sell a put at 110? And I think at the current one, it gives you like a $10 premium. Or a $9 premium. So you're pretty much paying $101 for it. Or you just keep the $900 if it doesn't hit it. I would do something like this, but I'm already liking my position size. I'm now not gonna be buying shares of CoreWeave anymore, Neil. If we get to $100 though, I'm gonna start selling puts. And if I do get the positions, that's fine. If not, I don't mind just collecting the premium from it. But I'm already happy with the positions that I'm in here with CoreWeave. So now it's more just if I get exercise with any puts, I might start selling below 100.
Fair enough. For the AST Space Mobile people, we are I think we are just not oversold anymore, but we have seen a nice pullback down. It's a bit in no man's land right now, just here on the chart wise. There's the 200-day moving average at $32. Although we could be finding support at the previous resistance back here in August 24. But with them, of course, it's about making sure that they do start generating revenue sooner rather than later. As for Rocket Lab, where are they at the moment? Rocket Lab. Here. Rocket Lab is still above that 50-day moving average, which has been respected. It's not overbought anymore here. And with Rocket Lab, it's, of course, they're already generating revenue. And now we're waiting for that big Neutron launch. I'm not expecting much. I'm expecting a liftoff. And I think that would be quite good. But I do expect a quite volatile move from that, whenever that will happen. Should happen this year. Question is when. The question is when. Let's see. Dave, yeah. I did cover Dave, I think, a couple of weeks ago. It's one of those, Dave and Sezzle is one of those companies that have been obliterating the market. It's also a fintech name.
Thank you.
Have been obliterating. Yeah.
Dave's are okay.
Quite an interesting name of a company. Yeah. Quite an interesting name for a fintech company. But here as well, we have seen a pullback in the company. Sezzle is a buy now, pay later company, which has also seen a 50+% pullback. It is now stabilizing around the same price, which is also closer to the 200-day moving average. Interesting, cheap in my opinion. And an IPO of this year, which I will cover, I promise, I will cover this week, is Chime. We are now oversold. Very big pullback from the IPO day. And I think it's an opportunity. I'm not willing to buy it because I have enough fintech and enough companies. But it is very interesting for someone that would like to buy Chime because it is very popular in the United States. I know you know Chime.
No,
Have you
I think
heard
I
about
might
it or
have, but I
not?
don't know if it was because of the
No?
IPO. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Do they?
Fair enough. Because
Mhm.
I did check Google Trends, and Chime is very popular in the US. More popular than SoFi on Google Trends, actually.
Oh,
which
it's
I was
an app.
surprised.
No. Oh no, never
Also,
heard of it.
yes.
Klarna,
Klarna,
IPO'd yesterday.
Klarna IPO'd yesterday. Yeah, what did they do? I mean, we know it went down, and it went down even more today. Okay. The IPO price was $33-35 bucks, I think. We call Chime the SoFi from Alibaba.
Isn't that like the Temu of SoFi then? Temu, yeah.
The Temu, yeah. Good one. What is Figma doing? And then I think we can close out right now and let everyone have a wonderful
I'm getting hungry.
day.
Oh,
Figma
man.
is also
And when I'm
stabilizing.
hungry, I get
Yeah,
hangry.
Figma is... But then you look at your portfolio and you're like happy.
I'm happy and angry. I make bad food choices.
Figma is also stabilizing here, so that's interesting. Octo got delisted. What do you mean? Octo, the 8Co company? I don't think it got delisted, but this was wild. This was crazy. But yeah, all in all, market seemed fine. I mean, especially the stocks that we follow, they seem okay. This is the heat map at the moment. Oracle is pulling back a little bit, Broadcom a little bit, and AMD is down a little bit because an analyst unknown decided to say something. But yeah, with that, good luck to Adobe shareholders today.
Happy.
I don't think it would be
Semiconductors.
horrible.
Semiconductors are doing good, so.
Yep. Ticker changed apparently for Octo. Yeah, ticker changed for Octo. That is true. They went with something else. Orb, I think Orb, because of the WorldCoin thing and the scanning irises, creepy stuff.
RF semiconductors are critical for a lot
cool.
of technology. So, I mean, if you're innovating in anything in the semiconductor space, you're going to need RF products. Now, it's a competitive space. There's definitely some unique players out there. But yeah, it's competitive. There's some unique players. Time, SI Time is one that I used to use a lot in my engineering days as an engineer. So, yeah, a lot of products. You need it. It's needed.
And thank you, everyone that have joined us, whether it's 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 5 p.m., midnight, GitLab broke 50. Very nice. We appreciate everyone joining us today and for the last couple of days as well. Whether you are new here or not, we do hope you become permanent citizens, but we can understand if you're only here on holiday.
Holidays is okay too.
We shall be back. Holiday is fine, but you can stay for longer. So we wish you all a wonderful day, wonderful rest of the week, and we shall see each other